Hey, welcome to Bad Relationship Advice with Damian and Monika. Real people talking about real issues, and today's real issue comes from the world's only reliable news, obviously the Weekly World News, where we get all of our news. Monika, how you doing today?
Good. How are you doing,
I'm doing
David?
great. I'm doing great. Looking forward to today's article. Today's article is entitled "How to Sell Your Soul to the Devil." This article is written by Marge Flory. I mean, I've heard about people doing this, but I've never gotten like a step-by-step guide on how to do it. So, leave it to Weekly World News to bring that to us. Have you ever thought about selling your soul in order to achieve your goals?
Well, I know a lot of people that actually have managed to do so. And so I never really knew exactly how to do it. So I think like having these kind of tips could be useful,
Okay.
because you know how the devil likes to kind of like screw people over.
Totally. Yeah,
I
so
think,
maybe we're going to get some tips on like how to not get screwed over by Satan. Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. It goes, you can have power, wealth, an attractive mate, and virtually anything else you ever dreamed of by selling your soul to the devil. But how? You must know what you're doing when you make the deal with Satan, when you make the deal, or Satan will cheat you blind.
Yeah. See, that's exactly what we're talking about, right?
Right. We don't want to get
I mean,
cheated
it's like
blind.
whenever you come across Satan, it's like you can't rely on him. He's always gonna like trick you somehow.
I feel like people think that they can outsmart Satan.
Mm-hmm.
But that's exactly what Satan wants. All right. That's the word from Dr. Rex Tooth, expert on satanic rituals and author of How to Negotiate Unholy Contracts. We're going to have to look at that.
Yeah.
Dr. Tooth cites cases dating all the way back to the 16th century in which humans have agreed to spend eternity in hell when they die in exchange for earthly pleasures while they are still alive. Sounds like
So it's good how like well researched this is if you think about it, right? I mean, this is spanning like centuries of like
centuries worth of research.
yeah,
This is not just
exactly.
anecdotal evidence. This is like
Yeah,
hard
totally.
research. You want to go on?
Sure, yeah. So human history, he says, and I quote Dr. Faust. Oh no, I'm sorry, I quote Dr. Tooth. Human history and world literature are teeming with stories like that of Germany's Dr. Faust who sold his soul. Says Dr. Tooth. Our own American statesman Daniel Webster once debated the devil in a landmark soul selling case in which he renegotiated the contract and had it overturned. Thousands have gained riches and fulfilled their fantasies. So anyway, he goes on. So here are some tips from Dr. Tooth on how you can take advantage of the same opportunity.
All right. See, now that's what I like. Now that, looking at this as an opportunity, that's exactly what this is. All right. So step one, he says, set the deal up properly. There's a right and wrong way to make contact with the devil. The right way is to be alone in your room, close your eyes, and say, Satan, I summon you. I have a quality soul to sell, if the price is right. It may take dozens, even hundreds of tries, but at all costs, avoid sounding desperate or needy. He'll show up eventually. I can see
Yeah.
how you'd get worn down if you were asking, several times and not getting any response, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think he might be kind of like relying on that, just sort of like kind of starting to feel like maybe it's not going to happen, maybe it's just time to give up, you know, and so it's important to keep this in mind.
You gotta be
You don't want
patient.
to sound desperate. You don't want to sound needy. I mean, after all, it's like, but so yeah, I think patience is definitely key in this. And
Okay.
okay, so you set the deal up properly, and again, they say um, I think that the part if the price is right is very key here, right?
That's
I mean, you
true.
don't
You've
want
got to
to,
put that in there from the very beginning.
yeah, yeah, and and maybe even like have a price like in mind before you start to negotiate, because I think one mistake is just already sort of not having a set, like even like a ballpark, estimate of what you will,
Exactly. I mean, you might just assume it's like spending an eternity in hell, but there might actually be more that you could negotiate.
Right. Yeah. So it's like you don't want to sell yourself short, kind of like have a ballpark figure in your head, and and then just because it can be tricky, he's very charming, he's very
Sure. Yeah, my dealings with Satan have really been, really tricky.
yeah, he can really catch you off guard. So
All
okay, so
right.
number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Deal from a position of power. So by far the biggest mistake people make is to underestimate how badly Satan wants their soul. It's like precious gold to him, and he'll pay anything to get it. When he appears, get him to make the first offer, then up it.
Okay, you really need some negotiation skills here, because obviously if you're being offered wealth, physical pleasures, status, all those earthly things that are going to make your life on earth just top notch, it can seem so overwhelming that I can totally see how you would just kind of take whatever he offers,
Yeah, totally. Right. But I think it's really important that, you are actually, you kind of have the not exactly, I wouldn't say the upper hand, but in the sense of, he really wants what you have. It's kind of precious material, your soul, right? And so like not to underestimate that. And also, there's always that question of like who, mentioning figures, like who's gonna like mention price first. And it's and I've heard that before about in negotiations, like don't, try not to talk about price. Try to let the other person, talk, price
Right.
before you because
it's like negotiating your salary almost, right? It's like, wait.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that I'm the right person for the job before we start talking about salary.
Right. Exactly.
In this case, the salary is going to be your eternal soul. So.
Yeah, and I mean the worst thing would be to kind of like, give like a low, offer and so on, and then it turns out that he was thinking higher, right? I mean,
Oh
like,
my God.
can you imagine? Like that'd be really hard to undo. So remember, precious gold. Just keep that in mind.
He wants that soul. Make him pay for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Totally.
Option 3 or step 3 is get the absolute best. Remember, you're going to burn in hell forever. So no matter how badly off you are now, demand the best. For instance, even if you feel unlovable and desperate with loneliness, don't just be like, I want the most gorgeous woman on earth and I want her to be madly in love with me. Instead, in fact, throw in 100 other women as well so I can pick and choose according to my mood. That's smart.
Yeah, it's pretty bold, right? I mean, I think that's another thing. It's just like, I think Satan likes to kind of prey on weakness,
Yes.
kind of get you when you're just like not looking for it, and then
you're insecure and you're just going to take whatever he offers because that's
you kind of feel like you don't feel like you deserve it, right?
He knows that too. He knows.
He's waiting for that.
But now you know that he wants that soul more than anything. So keep that in mind. Your eternal soul is the most valuable thing to him. So he's gonna pony up, as it were, to get that from you.
Yeah. Okay. So number 4. So remember to demand the life extension clause. Okay, this is interesting. So the devil won't tell you if you don't ask, but you can get a guarantee of 300 years of youthful life before you go to eternal damnation. Why enjoy mere 75 or 80 years of reckless living when you can get 300?
I'm telling you, this is outstanding. Because by the time you're 300, you're not going to want to live anyway. You're going to be done with mortal life,
Yeah,
I mean, who wants to live 300 years? So yeah. You're going to get so bored, even if you have everything you want. After 300 years, you're just going to be like, dude, let's just do this,
Yeah.
Absolutely. So 300 years over 75, 80 years. Who knows? You might be the last living person on Earth.
Well, exactly. And, at that point you might be done. So, But I don't know. Have you heard of the life extension clause? Because I've known a lot of people who've sold their soul to the devil, and they've never mentioned a life extension clause.
No,
So that's actually really interesting.
This is really important. I mean, people just assume for the rest of my life, and they just assume a normal human lifespan.
Yeah.
That's where the devil's going to get you.
That's what I always thought.
Right. But we're talking about the Lord of Darkness here. He can do things. And if you want an extension, a 200-year extension, fucking ask for it.
Yeah, exactly. Straight up. So, well, anyway, and see, not surprisingly, so this is like a goldmine of information. Not surprisingly, religious groups worldwide are trying to ban Dr. Tao's book. And, spokesman for the North American Council of Churches and Synagogues was quoted as saying, "This kind of trash is spiritual dynamite. We can't in good conscience let people read how to destroy their almighty souls."
But here's the thing, spokesman. People are going to destroy their almighty souls anyway. So,
I mean, they do it all the time,
dude.
Right?
It's like the coolest thing. It's like what are you doing to destroy your soul? Oh man, I'm gonna one up you. I'm doing this. So why not be smart about it? Why not get something out of it?
Yeah, why not maximize your potential.
Take it to the next level. Take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And that's what Dr. Tooth says. He says we should all be aware of the facts so we can make an informed decision. It's your soul. Do what you want with it. Exactly. I didn't ask for this life. I didn't ask for this soul, but it's mine. So I'm going to fucking do what I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
So there it is. There it is. I feel much better, having this information. I think it's really important to stay informed. I mean, again, I think religious groups and so on might, there is a lot of competition for the soul. So let's not forget that.
True. I mean, there's very possible that this Council of Churches and Synagogues just, they're obviously like anybody in the soul business, they're competing. They're competing with Satan for your soul, and they're gonna try to,
get their share of the market.
Absolutely. And
so they don't want to lose clients.
They've been losing their share for centuries now, so it's.
Right.
I mean, they're not in a good place, but there must be a reason for that. All right. Well, if you are thinking about your soul, please get in touch. Let us know. Leave a comment. Let us know if you are gonna follow these recommendations, or if you've got extra other recommendations that you think you should bring to the table when negotiating your soul with the Eternal Dark Lord. Please don't hesitate to let us know. All right. That is us here and now. Real people talking about real issues. Damian and Monika. Bad relationship advice. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. See you next time.